second graders. Today we're going to be starting our new writing unit. I'm very excited to be able to introduce this to you. I want you to look at these books that I have in my hands. I have one about volcanoes, I have one about space exploration, one about sea otters, and one about wolves. What is something that all of these books have in common? You're right, they're all teaching information about the topic. So this book teaches about wolves, this book teaches about sea otters, this book teaches about space exploration, and this book teaches about volcanoes. So today we are going to start our writing unit where we are going to teach informational writing. Now, informational writing can be nonfiction. So nonfiction and informational writing teaches facts. It teaches true information. So let's think, what's going to help you be successful today? You will need your writing folder. So if you don't have this right now, please pause the video and then go get it. Welcome back, second graders. We are going to start with our writing folder. But you might be thinking, what does that mean? The writing folder is a resource for you. These are tools that you can use. You can see inside, there's the alphabet chart. If you're not sure how to spell a letter, how to write the letter, you can look here, and it has pictures of hints of the sounds that it makes. You'll also see different sight words and sounds that you can use. There are color words, there are number words, and there are phonic sounds. There's also all of our sight words that you can use and some more information. This is going to be where it's really important. Let's find the one that says how to write informational books. I'm hoping yours looks like mine. So today what we're going to do, our learning target is that we will be able to plan and start to draft our informational book. So we're going to put this down, hands off, and make sure you're listening and watching. Today what we're going to do is we're going to start our plan and our draft. So you can see this is our informational books, how to write. You can see on the side there's 5 different steps. And we need to think, what are we doing today? So today we are going to start thinking and planning. So if you're successful, you'll have thought through what is something I'm really an expert in and can teach somebody about, and then planning your book and starting to draft or write your book. And we're going to go through all that together. Our first thing to think about is, what are you an expert in? So let's think, what do you know a lot about? I know a lot about school. I know about reading. I know about writing. I know about math. I know about science, and I know about why it's important to go to school. So that, friends, is showing I have enough information that I can teach about school. And that's because we're going to need 5 chapters. So thinking about, can I list 5 chapters? If I were trying to teach a book about something I don't know a lot about, like Minecraft, I would be able to say, Minecraft is a game where you move things. And that's not enough for a book. So that's not a good topic for me to choose. So I want you to think, what are you an expert in? Maybe it's people. Maybe you know a lot about different people. Maybe you know a lot about firefighters. Why are firefighters important? Where do firefighters work? What do firefighters do? What are tools firefighters need? And I could think, who can be a firefighter? That is enough information for a book. So let's think. You could talk about things. Maybe you know a lot about games. Maybe you know a lot about sports. Maybe you know a lot about places like I did, school. Maybe you know a lot about animals. I could teach you a lot about elephants. Maybe you know a lot about dogs or cats. But thinking through, what do you know a lot about? And we're going to capture our ideas. And so I have my whiteboard here, and I'm going to write down a list of things that I know a lot about. So I know a lot about school. I know a lot about elephants. I know a lot about firefighters. I also know a lot about the library. I know a lot about, what else do I know a lot about? I know a lot about different kinds of games. So what is a game that I could teach about? I could teach about board games. I know different types of board games. I know why people play board games. So I could teach somebody about board games. Now, thinking through, I need to think, which one of these books do I want to start with? I would like to start with a book about school, and maybe I could teach about firefighters. So I'm going to put a star next to those two, and I'm going to get my books ready to start. So now what I need to do is I'm going to go into my writing folder. And in your writing folder, in the back, there are some empty packets. I'm going to take out 2. And I'm going to get these ready. So watch how I do that. My first thing to do is I need to get a pencil, and I'm going to write firefighters on the top of this book to tell me that this book is going to be about firefighters. Remember, we're doing our best with sounding out words. So if you can find it in one of your tools in your folder, then that's totally cool. Use your tools in your folder. But it's really important, we're not asking somebody to spell out all the words for us. So if you need to sound it out, I want you to do that and do your best work with it. My second book is about school. Now I have 2 books that I'm ready to write about. So let's think, what is our next step? I'm looking and I've done my thinking. I have my ideas around what I can teach about. Now I need to plan. I could tell across my fingers just like I did before. I know a lot about what is school. I know why it's important to go to school. I can teach about reading and writing and math. That's planning across your fingers. When I touch and tell, I have my book, and I'm going to grab the one about school. I could say on this page, what is school? Why do people go to school? I could talk about reading, writing, and math. And that is touch and tell as a strategy. If I want to try out sketch or jot, I would sketch or jot on the page. So I'm going to draw just a quick draw because this is just a reminder of what I'm doing on this page. This is school. I'm teaching about why is it important. So maybe I just put a question mark for right now. I can go back and change this, but this is just a quick reminder. What am I going to teach about? On this one, I was going to talk about reading, so I'll draw a book. I can teach about writing. Maybe I put paper at the bottom of this page. And then I was going to teach about math. That is sketching or jotting. I could also act it out. If you have something that you are teaching that you could act out, you could try out acting out. For example, reading, writing, all of those are acting it out. But these are tools to help you remember what you're going to teach about. Then I can also think about table of contents or heading and chapter titles. So I could write here, what is school? And now, friends, I am ready to start my book. So I want you to think about, what are you an expert in? What can you teach a lot about? And then we're going to plan and start our books. So if you're successful today in our learning target, you will have planned and started your book for informational writing. Good luck!